Why Reggio? In the first video, we answered the who, what, when, and where of Reggio. If you haven't seen it, I suggest taking a peek. In this video, we want to tell you about the why. Why do we use a Reggio-inspired curriculum at Little Sunshines? Why is it different than other curriculum? We have a lot to cover, so let's jump in. So why did we choose Reggio? When founder and CEO Rochelle Daylor began Little Sunshines in her home almost 20 years ago, she discovered that her students thrived and retained knowledge through exploration, nature, imagination, and student-led activities. She was so inspired by her students' process of learning that she began to research approaches with these fundamentals in mind. She quickly discovered that she actually had been facilitating learning through the Reggio Emilia approach. This is how it all began. So, why is Reggio different than another curriculum? As we discovered in the last video, there are many unique qualities that set the Reggio Emilia philosophy apart from other curriculum being offered to early learners. These differences are the core principles of the approach. Let's do a quick recap. The first principle that sets Reggio apart from other curriculum is the belief that children are capable of constructing their own learning. Children form an understanding of themselves and their place in the world through their interactions with others. Number 2. Children form an understanding of themselves and their place in the world through their interactions with others. As an educator, you should put a strong focus on social collaboration and working in groups where each child is an equal participant, having their thoughts, questions, and interests valued. Number 3, the belief that children are communicators. Communication should be viewed as a process, a way of discovering things by asking a question or using language as play. Children are encouraged to use language to investigate and explore, to reflect on their experiences. They should be listened to with respect, believing their questions and observations are an opportunity to learn and search together. Number 4, the environment is the third teacher. The environment is recognized for its potential to inspire children. Remember, no two Reggio-inspired communities should look the same, as the needs and interests of each classroom within the school will be different. Be creative and design your classroom around your students. Number 5, the adult is a mentor and guide. As the education facilitator, your purpose is to observe your students, listen to them, and discover what interests them, what engages them. Base your curriculum and activities off these interactions and observations. For example, if you observe your students throwing toys, this would be a great opportunity to create an engaging and educational game that requires them to throw something into a basket. Number 6, an emphasis on documenting children's thoughts. Documentation should make the learning visible to its audience. By providing evidence of the children's learning in all areas of the child's development through artwork, pictures, or drawings, we can see the learning process. Making learning visible through documentation provides you more information about your students' learning and progress that may not be evident in a checklist or assessment. Why is the classroom considered the third teacher? The Reggio Emilia approach is focused on community, collaboration, and exploration. Because of this, we must create an environment that is cultivated on being welcoming and authentic. So, how do you ensure your classroom is welcoming and authentic? It's simple. View your classroom as a living organism. Then self-reflect on how you are creating an environment that is inclusive of each child while creating a social and emotional environment of community. Is this being done? A healthy classroom will have signs of collaboration, student-led projects, friendships, laughter, excitement, focus, and curiosity. In addition to the social and emotional aspect of a welcoming and authentic environment, we also need to self-reflect on the physical and aesthetic beauty of your classroom. Does your classroom aesthetically say, "Welcome to our community"? Let's break it down in simple terms. I want you to think about this. 2 people are hosting Friendsgiving, each at their own house or apartment, and each invite a group of friends. One friend, we'll call her Heather, takes great care in cleaning her house. She dusts, vacuums, and ensures everything is presentable and in the correct place. She even folds the toilet paper into the little triangle in the guest bathroom and places pumpkin spice scented hand soap in the bathroom. Totally festive. On the evening of the event, she turns on her well-researched dinner party playlist. She chooses this playlist from songs or artists that are her friends' favorites. When her friends arrive, she's nicely dressed and the food is beautifully arranged. Her buffet is set up where each friend can pick what they would like to eat. Everyone enjoyed themselves, and as the dinner party began to wind down, Heather's friends were so appreciative of the time and effort she placed into Friendsgiving, they helped her clean up after the party. Now, our other friend who's hosting Friendsgiving, let's call her Clarice, thought, these are my friends and they know how I live. I'm not gonna clean. She also didn't plan her menu. The evening of the party, she threw her hair up in a bun and wore her favorite stretchy pants. You know, the ones that are nice and worn? She's been wearing them for the past 20 years. Okay, Clarice's friends arrive at her house. They all just kind of stand around, not really sure what to do, and Clarice announces that she's gonna go to the nearest Kentucky Fried Chicken to get the 12-piece family meal. When she returns, she puts the food up on the counter and the friends continue to just stand around. Where are the plates, the serving utensils, the cups, the ice? They were all waiting on Clarice and they were all getting pretty hungry. After all, it was Friendsgiving and they had eaten a light breakfast and lunch in order to prepare for their Friendsgiving feast. Though the conversation was great and everyone loves Clarice, her friends left quickly after dinner. What group of friends do you believe had a better time? What group of friends felt more appreciated? Most likely, right, Heather's friends. If we think about our classroom like Heather's Friendsgiving, we are sure to set up our classroom as a welcoming environment. Open-ended items or loose parts must be clean, presentable, and nicely arranged to invite children to discover and explore. The classroom must be well thought out to cultivate the interest of your students and to create the feel and understanding of community. And similar to Heather's playlist, you know, the one where her friends' favorite artists or songs were played, we must know our students' interests. Why do we use monthly curriculum themes? We use monthly themes to help cultivate developmentally appropriate topics for teachers. Each theme was carefully picked for each month. Though the themes are broad and allow you to cater to the interests of your students, it is nice to have a cohesive theme across our schools nationwide. Have fun with these themes with your students. Use them to spark interest in your classroom. Take your students' interests and turn it into an art project that inspires more questions and more engaging conversations that leads to another art project or perhaps an outdoor activity. Why children love Reggio curriculum? Well, who doesn't like to be in charge? So often, children are told what to do, how to act, what they will learn, and when they will learn it in traditional schools. With Reggio, the child or student is allowed to explore and develop their education according to their interest, since teachers are considered collaborators with children. Plus, activities are hands-on and provide experiences through exploration. The Reggio approach also focuses on the social and emotional aspects of learning to help create community. The child has a say-so in what and how they learn, which helps create a lifelong love of learning. Why parents love Reggio curriculum. In sum, parents want their children to be cared for and educated. But over time, we've realized there are several things about Reggio that parents love. Parents love that the philosophy has a strong focus on social and emotional development. As young children grow, they experience new and different emotions, usually in social settings. They need adult guidance and support to help them understand these feelings and navigate becoming more independent from their parents as they build friendships and develop a desire to be around children their age. In Reggio terms, this is known as developing and nurturing the whole child. 2, learning through play gets their children excited about learning. And when their kids are excited about learning, they want to learn more and more often. What's not to love about that? Our parents also love their engagement with our teachers and being a part of our school's community. Parents love hearing feedback and ideas from their child's teachers. This process is not only valuable to moms and dads, it's critical in creating a positive and productive learning environment for your students. Last but not least, parents love the emphasis on nature and creativity. In Reggio, instead of explaining concepts and ideas, educators let students explore them. Elements of nature are brought into the classrooms, and an effort is made to go out into nature every day, allowing them to explore and learn in different environments. Changing environments such as indoor to outdoor or even learning centers keeps children engaged and allows them to learn in different ways. Have you taken an activity outside lately? Why are loose parts important in the implementation of Reggio? Have you ever noticed after young children open a gift, they put the toy down and play with the wrapping paper or the box? Everyone laughs and comments, right? It's pretty funny. But actually, this is an example of loose parts and the important role they play in a child's creative and imaginative play. Some of you may be asking, what are loose parts? Loose parts are both natural and manufactured items that can be moved, combined, or taken apart in several different ways. The natural elements can include wood, rocks, pine cones, shells, sticks, leaves, and several other materials that can be found outside. Some examples of manufactured materials include blocks, balls, and boxes. Using a variety of these materials in your classroom not only encourages creativity, but leads to engaged learning, therefore fostering a love of learning. Let's take a closer look at why loose parts are important. Loose parts play not only encourages imagination, cooperation, and interaction among their peers, but it also develops problem-solving skills and promotes learning in subjects like math and science. Loose parts also encourage open-ended play. Playing with open-ended materials allow for play with endless possibilities. On the other hand, activities that are closed-ended have a given outcome or a right answer, like a puzzle. This type of play can restrict creativity and imagination. Hopefully you've learned a lot about Reggio Emilia watching this video. I encourage you to ask your school leadership and experienced teachers lots of questions. Try new ideas and stay tuned for the next video about how Reggio is implemented in classrooms at Little Sunshine's Playhouse and Preschool. I will leave you with this quote from Loris Malaguzzi, founder and creator of Reggio Emilia. The Reggio system can be described succinctly as follows. It is a collection of schools for young children in which each child's intellectual, emotional, social, and moral potentials are carefully cultivated and guided. The principal educational vehicle involves youngsters in long-term engrossing projects, which are carried out in a beautiful, healthy, love-filled setting.